How goes it, YouTube? Back for a pipe review. A pipe tobacco review. I'm going to do a little review on, I thought I did it already, but I guess not, on some haunted bookshop. I bought it in bulk and at a cigar shop, pipes and cigar shop in Lafayette, Louisiana, which is about 40 minutes from me, probably about an hour from me. But this, when I bought it, it's coarse cut, but I don't know if it comes in flake or something, but you can see that with this piece that it was like a flake cut. Not flake, yeah, like flake cut. Gosh dang it, I can't talk. Hold on. I don't know if it's just one of the components that they had put in it. What the heck is that? A piece of ash or something in it. But anyway, so what I did was, I've been having this for a while. I've been having this for over a year actually, but it was very dry when I bought it, which is normal, I guess, for like a very forward burley blend. But they tend to be a little drier. I don't know if that's just the ones I buy that seem to be drier. But I am smoking it out of my Medico pipe. See the little M on it, Medico. It has little tobacco leaves engraved in it. It's called a Medalist. But this is a pipe I found in the house when I had moved into this house when we bought it. I found it up in one of the cabinets, just chilling up, hiding up there. Thought it was the coolest thing. It was actually one of the back bathrooms. It was in the back bathroom. We don't have multiple back bathrooms, but we have multiple bathrooms, but not that many back bathrooms. But so I found it up there, and I guess old man that lived here would maybe take a bath and smoke a pipe in there or something. It just was kind of thrown up there, but I don't know if he was hiding it from the old lady or what. But try not to pack this too much, like I've been doing lately. Got sawdust all on me. That's a bad thing about having your smoke room in your shop now, in your wood shop, is that everything's all covered in wood dust. But I keep all my stuff in a cabinet, that way it stays good. They don't get all full of crap. But so anyway, so this is made by Cornell and Diehl. It is a Bob Ranowski blend. The guy that blends it, dadgum, I don't know if it's really cold here in Louisiana. We had like a horrible, it was quick too. It was a big old band that coming out of the, I'm sure some of y'all might have got hit with it too if you're in the areas. I thought I was an English smoker, but I think I'm a burley smoker because burley has been so good to me lately, man. God, it's such a good smoke. But it's really cold. I should have put on a jacket. It's got to be like 45, 50 degrees, man. And that's cold. That's freezing here, man. But yeah, we had a big old band come through. Horrible tornadoes were coming through. And then, it ended as soon as it started, though. It was quick. It's probably like 2-3 hours. If that, it was like 2 hours, really. But it rained for maybe an hour. But we had all kinds of tornadoes kicking off. And it brought some really cold weather with it. It's coming out of the northwest, if I started to say it. But pretty much from like California from us. But that direction at least. But anyways, real cold, man. It brought some real cold. It got down to 34 last night, and we've been having a nice 80-degree days lately. Nice sunny. All right, I think I got a good enough char light on this one. God, such a good smoke, man. We'll see how it goes throughout it. But I've had this sitting for over a year, and I haven't really smoked it much for probably a year. And it's just so good. It's such a good smoke. Everything's held a light. You got to get a good finger on it. Ooh, that was hot. That was a hot light. But anyway, so Yeah, and so we had so much hot weather, and last year we got hit with a freeze and some snow, which is crazy because I'm pretty South Louisiana over here. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm not far from the Gulf of Mexico, so we got snow. That was a little crazy. So last year, and it was, I guess it was almost this time last year, and I should have known better when I planted my transplants. I planted my tomatoes and my eggplants, and I should have known better. But I was like, man, we have had last year. We've had a pretty consistent winter though. This year we have not. We had 2 cold days, like maybe it got down to like 28, maybe that low, and it was probably only for like 2 days, 3 days, and a couple cool 60 days, and then we just been getting pounded with 80-degree days, hot, been pretty hot. And I mean, typically summertime for us is like 110, so I actually live in one of I think it is the most humid towns in the state of Louisiana. I think it's honestly, I think one of the most humid towns in America. I'm not too sure. I thought I had read something like that, but anyways, it's definitely the most humid town in Louisiana. But this has such a nice tobacco smoke. Man, it's so great. For some reason, it just brought me back to like a Christmas time. I don't know if I smoked a lot of barley in Christmas or something, but it just took me back for a second. The taste took me back to Christmas time. I don't know why. Kind of interesting, huh? But I'm definitely a smell kind of guy. So when I smell things, it's almost like a memory thing for me. Like people have photographic memories, a photographic memory. They can see a license plate and remember it, a week later. It's like they took a picture of it in their mind. That's how smells are to me. I can smell something when I was 5, and if I smelt it tomorrow, I could pinpoint the time I smelt it. It's just weird. But so I don't know if I smoked a lot of burley blends in Christmas time, and it took me back to Christmas time. But actually, I think I did. I think that's when I got the haunted bookshop. Trying to remember now actually when I did. It probably was for Good Friday, and that's coming up not too far. So I've had this, I guess it was probably coming up on a year, but it was very dry, so I moistened it. You can even see that it was kind of getting stuck to the outside of the jar. That's from when I put a little distilled water in it and tried to kind of soften it, and it worked. I mean, it's nice and hydrated, but it's not too damp. It's perfect. I think I did have it too dry, so I let it dry out just a little bit, and I think I overdid it, and I think I had to put a little bit more water. And if you do it that much, I find that it doesn't smoke quite as good as it did. And you can kind of get that in this. It's almost like I don't want to say like a filtered out tobacco flavor. It's still a great smoke. But like I said, it's a burley based blend. It's and you can always tell when you look at like tobaccos. I mean, you can always tell a true burley blend. It's just like, it's something about the color of the leaves of a burley blend, and it's hard to see on camera, but it's just these like nice light browns, and then they do put perique in it, and you can see that in there. You'll get these like real dark leaves, and that might be also hard for you to see too. But you'll see a light bit of perique in this, and then obviously you'll have some really light colored ones. I don't know if you can tell that one. If I put them all side by side, you might be able to tell a little bit better. But that's a very light leaf, and that's gonna be like your Virginias. But so it's a burley perique Virginia blend. It's a barley blend though. They come in 2-ounce tins, 8-ounce tins, and then bulk. I bought mine in bulk because I can't, other than ordering it, like I said, I found some at a cigar shop, and that's actually where I got my old Saint Nick. I call Sleeping Saint Nick, I think I call him, but my gosh dang it, what freaking pipe material is that? Oh gosh, why can't Meerschaum? Golly, dude, I'm out of it, man. Mine's just not in it. a meerschaum. So I got it with my meerschaum. I also got Elizabethan mixture by Peterson, which it's Peterson now. Oh man, that's a good blend. I actually seen my old video on here of it, and I'm like, I gotta get some more Elizabethan mixture. That's a good smoke. That's a real good smoke. So definitely try that. But the strength of this blend is medium. You're not gonna get no flavoring in this because they don't put flavoring in it. The flavor you get from the tobacco, though, which is obvious from your burley, is you're getting a very nutty. It's actually it's not an aggressive nuttiness, because you get kind of a that purique little bit of bite in there, that harsher, like aged tobacco kind of taste in there. And then you'll get some hints of that sweet Virginia. I find if it's hydrated well, maybe a little bit more hydrated than mine is, it almost brings out that Virginia sweetness a little bit. Now, like I said on a couple of my other videos, if it was an aromatic, oh gosh, I almost dropped it. It kind of, to me, it gives it a wet tobacco taste, but you don't get that with these because they're not. To me, because they're not aromatic. They're non-aromatics. I don't get that horrible wet tongue bite like tobacco taste. With these, I just get a nice rich tobacco flavor, which is why you should stay away from aromatics. I mean, unless you just really like aromatics. I mean, for me, my case, if you find that you're getting tongue bit too much, you're getting cat-tongued, I was starting to say cat-tongue. For me, once I stopped smoking aromatics, I find I'd never get it. I hardly ever get tongue bite in general. So it's interesting that I get that with aromatics. It's just weird. But anyway, so the let's go to the room note of it. It's not bad. Obviously, it's an English blend. Not an English blend, but obviously it's a non-aromatic, so it's not going to smell great. But it's very tolerable. It's not overpowering. Like I said, used to, the way I could tell a room note is when my wife would walk in and she would say, "Wow, that smells really good." Like chocolate mousse, man, that's a good one. That's a good aromatic. But it can be a hit or miss sometimes for me. It's just I can tolerate it because it's such a good blend that I truly get that nice chocolate, the black Cavendish. It's like straight black Cavendish, and that's what always threw me off. I had to test it a little bit more when I would smoke other tobaccos. Is I would look at that black Cavendish, and I thought that's what was causing my taste buds and my like I said, like a cat tongue and just that wet tobacco taste. That's all I taste in them. But for some reason I didn't get that with chocolate mousse, and maybe that's why. Maybe it's just a good blend. I mean, but she loved that one though. She's like, "Oh, it smells like chocolate." She's like, "It smells great." But so I used to be able to tell, because she'd walk in, she'd be like, "Ooh, that one's a strong one. I can tell that one's not an aromatic." But she could say if it's bad or some of them are cool, like Seattle Pipe Club. Their plum pudding. God, that sucker was a punch to the nose when you would walk in smelling that. But she would laugh because I was like, "Oh, that's plum pudding." She'd be like, "It don't smell like no plum pudding." Well, it's not. It's just called plum pudding. But it's an English blend, I think it's an English blend, but it's almost a Balkan blend. I think, if I'm thinking right. I haven't had that one either. That was my most favorite one. That was my first English blend. My really, truly a non-aromatic blend. And God, I love that thing. But I found the more that I tried to finish that can off, the more I was getting tired of it. Like I said, I jumped tobaccos. Honestly, truly, most all tobaccos are all the same. I mean, if you smoke an English blend, they're almost all the same. There's a couple, obviously mixtures that people prefer, but that's why it's funny when you see all these tobaccos that like Cornell and Diehl makes. They're always coming out with some kind of new name. they're really no different than the last one, you know, of the same style of blend. Maybe they changed up just a little bit of stuff in it just to make it a little different, you know. But truly, they're all the same. I mean, you're not, if you're a guy that sticks to the same tobacco, 5 tobaccos or something like that, you might as well just stick with them. I mean, you got the ones with cigar cuttings in them. You got the ones with like deer tongue in it, you know. So there's definitely different, obviously, tobaccos, and you just got to look at the blends. But if you're getting, you know, a Burley Forward with Virginian Perique, like Haunted Bookshop, they're all probably going to be pretty close to the same, you know, no matter who makes it, who blends it. It might be a little bit different, obviously, in the ratios, but stick to what you like if you like it. For me, they're almost all the same, so to some degree, obviously, but like I said, I really like a Vulcan blend, and then probably just like a English, or here lately, like I said, I've been liking the Burleys, but to me, the Haunted Bookshop's almost the same as all the other, you know. The Vulcan blends are almost all about the same. Some are a little stronger, you know. Some are a little lighter. So I guess that's, you know, they differentiate a little bit different. But this one's still smoking pretty good. I am hotboxing it a little bit here. But that's what you gotta do. Like I said, Matches 860 smokes the crap out, or he did, and smoked the crap out of this, you know? So that's why I got it. I was like, man, I gotta try it. You know, that's all he smoked really. And I mean, he would chiefed on that thing. But like I said, you could tell his mouth was burning afterwards, because even just chiefing on it, you know, even it's a good blend, chiefing on this thing is still, you don't get really a bad tongue bite. You just get a strong tobacco, like nicotine in your mouth, I guess. But it's a good smoke. Haunted Bookshop is one that I'm gonna always have to have a jar of. Might have to try their tinned ones. I was reading some stuff the other day. People were debating on if bulk was better versus tinned, and obviously pouch is its own thing, but people were like, oh, you know, it's pointless to spend so much more money on a tin tobacco than it is. You're better off buying bulk. It's cheaper. And I agree. When I first started pipe smoking, that's all I would buy was that. Here lately, just because I've been getting big orders, I haven't been buying a lot in bulk, because I don't put them in big mason jars or nothing like that, or I have a lot of mason jars to put them in. I kind of have like, I think like 7 or 8 mason jars that I put the tins in those. You know, I don't keep them in the tins just so they stay fresh if I don't smoke them for a while, so they don't have a chance of drying out. But so I agree with a lot of people who were saying, you know, if you're not really letting them sit that long, there's no problem with buying bulk. It's really truly all the same, tinned versus not. But a lot of people were saying they swear there's a quality difference in tinned. I guess because they weren't sitting on, you know, someone's cigar shop counter for a long time and drying out on its own from maybe being opened often or what. Because like in our cigar club, they keep a big old mason jars of all these flavors, and I swear they've been there for years. The same blend, they never refill it, but they come in these big old sacks, probably like 5-gallon sacks or something. So you don't know when you're buying bulk how long it's been, you know, getting oxygen to it, getting air to it, how many times it's open, you know. So obviously that's a problem. So that's where the tins come into play. You know, they're sealed, and then you can age them for decades, you know, really. I mean, shoot, they were opening, I think Matches opened a tin of half and half that was like over 20 years old, right? I forget how old they opened a tin. It was well over 20 years old. It was like 40 or 50 years old. It may even been more than that. I don't know. But they said it was amazing because of the different ingredients they used back then. They use ingredients that are now illegal in America, which is, I forget what it was. I think it was a vanilla flavoring that they used back then that they thought was linked to like cancer or something. I'm not sure. Everything's linked to cancer in California, right? But anyways, that's Me and my wife's joke whenever we look at stuff, and you know, in the back, if y'all ever see it, always in the bottom of it, it always says in the state of California is known to cause cancer. Must be some kind of suing or something going on. I don't know, but anyways, guys, that's about all I got for this one. I'm trying to keep these reviews to not quite as long. I make long videos because I ramble on a lot. Like I said, I have ADD, so I'm off the wall. I'm everywhere. But it is Tuesday for me. Hopefully it's like a Friday for y'all when y'all see this. But and if it is a Friday or a Tuesday or any day in between, I hope it goes well for you. I was supposed to get, it's St. Patty's Day today, right? Too. Luckily Irish for you, mate. What? That was a little. I think that was a little bit of Australian or some crap in there. I don't know what that was. But my wife loves to mess with me when I try to reenact an accent from another country, right? But it's St. Patty's Day today, right? So you don't drink too much. But I was supposed to get my pipe. That's where I was going with this. See, my St. Patty's Day pipe and my St. Patty's Day Reserve Cornell and Diehl tobacco. I was supposed to get it today, and I guess something happened, and they were like, "Oh no, but it'll be Friday." So I guess I'll be getting it Friday and opening it for y'all, which is good. Friday's a good day, if not too late, because I'm about to jump back into my side work. So, anyways, Cornell and Diehl, Haunted Bookshop. Get you some, man. If you even slightly like a barley blend, get you some. Make sure it's not too dried out, though. If you got to hydrate a little bit with some distilled water, just a little bit. A little goes a long way. Mix it up real good. Let it sit for a day or so. And give that a go. Give it a go. Give it a try. Give it away now. See you on the next one, guys.